Ryan, he's a farmer. Ryan, he's a farmer. Anyway, she did a calypso in the chamomile lawn, went wild with Stephen Fry, and now she swapped her Pride and Prejudice bonnet for dreadlocks in her new film, This Year's Love. She's touchy, she's feely, she's Jennifer Ehle! John and Jennifer is a woman who partied with Abigail, went nuts in May, and whose praises were sung in The Singing Detective. I'm a big fan, Sue's a big fan, so please welcome Alison Steadman. Alison Steadman is wearing glittery shoes.
Yeah.
Glittery shoes.
Cool shoes.
Yeah, they're looking
My
good.
party shoes.
Are they?
Do
Yeah.
we have a shoe cam to reveal the glittery nature of them?
Alison Steadman's glittery shoes.
Where should we stand? I think just they'll find them.
Yes. You're lovely.
Will they find them?
Come take a seat.
Shoes?
Do tuck in.
Tuck in.
Trisha has whipped up a bit of a stir fry, so tuck right in. And we've seen you both together on screen in Pride and Prej. Did you call it just Prejudice?
P&P.
P&P,
yeah.
We saw you on P&P. Alison, you and Mrs. Bennett. Jennifer, you and Lizzie Bennett. Have you got together often since filming it?
Hardly seen each other, have we?
No, hardly at all.
We were mother and daughter, and can you believe it, you know? Can you believe I'm a mother?
Actually.
No. Of course you can't.
Do you find as actress... Am I allowed to call you actresses? Or do you have to say actors?
Is that a generic?
Actresses,
I think actresses is all right.
I think it is.
I think it's quite good.
I hate all this actor business, you know.
Do you?
I quite like it.
I think in America people get a bit annoyed if a woman's called an actress or something.
Right, here you go.
Actor?
Here we go.
Okay, tuck in.
Okay.
Chunk right
Light
in.
eating.
Alison Steadman.
Christmas food.
How good is that?
She's done good. Good, lovely.
Yeah, she rocks. She's top. Did you find the whole sort of corsetry costume period thing a bit of a nightmare?
Well, the corsets are a bit of a nightmare, aren't they? They weren't too bad, though. They're
not too bad.
They're fairly soft.
They're not as bad as Victorian costumes are really tight, you know, they really lace you in and they're horrible.
Is that whalebone?
Yeah, all sorts of anything, any old bone they put round.
Yeah.
But that period, the dresses are sort of loose.
Yes.
So though there's corsets, it's not that fierce kind of lacing, so you can eat and breathe and all that, you know.
But do you have sort of help getting into the costumes, or you need...
You have to have someone to help you do up the
You
corset.
have to, you can't get in otherwise, can you?
What about when you go to the loo?
You have to get someone's help taking it off. All right.
You just...
doesn't...
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all okay. Okay, just wanted to know.
Mel's been very keen to ask the loo question.
I know.
It's been putting her mind.
With all the corsetry.
Yeah, big bloomers and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Stockings and garters and boots and... It must have taken them hours to get dressed.
Well, they didn't wear knickers.
What?
I wore knickers.
No.
Why didn't they wear knickers? It must have been a hell of a draft up there. Why didn't they...
I don't know.
In Pride and Prejudice, you're saying that Jane Austen would not have worn knickers?
Oh, no, Jane Austen must have worn
Surely.
knickers. You don't see her as a sort of free-spirited Nicholas lady, do you, Jane Austen?
Well, then, when they started to wear knickers, the Victorians wore knickers with big splits. Because they couldn't take all that stuff off. No, well, they had legs.
Sort of crotchless bloomers. Crotchless bloomers.
Yeah.
Pre-pornographic cotton
So, you
Victorian
know,
knickers.
handy. They were handy knickers.
Right. Well, from knickers very much to hairstyles.
That's a great thing.
But we've seen, you've got your new film that it was out on Friday, wasn't it?
This is love.
This is love. This year's love. This year's love. Just testing. And you're wearing some amazing sort of dreadlocks.
Yeah, I had hair extensions and I wore them for 2.5 months.
Could you take them out every night, or
No.
So how do they do them? Are they sort of woven in or something?
They're tied on. It took about 9 hours to tie them all on. And they were horrible.
Didn't you find it slightly suspicious? We had the steps on last week, and
Yes.
Faye's dreadlocks had gone missing.
Yeah, that was
Same
even
time as you had your dreadlocks. Have you been swapping dreadlocks with the steps?
Do you find that you sort of attracted a different type of man with the dreadlocks as opposed to the curly?
People reacted very differently with them. I had a real problem with security guards following me around shops.
Really?
Yeah, they would just sort of hover. Yeah.
Thinking you were going to be nicking things.
Pilfering. I don't know.
But you were wearing your ordinary clothes, but just had the locks on top.
Yeah.
Oh right, and you still got you got followed.
Yeah.
Oh, bizarre. Goodness.
Did you get that with the ringlets when you were doing Pride and Prejudice? She's suspicious. She's got ringlets.
I want to ask you what both of your vibes are on the Oscars. Have you got any hot tips? Any inside info?
Oscars? Well, I don't know really.
Have you ever been, Alison?
No, I've never been. No, I've had some friends that have gone.
Sounds quite bizarre.
Well, friends said that it's great, you know, when you're nominated, it's fabulous and everyone's excited and everyone's buying you champagne and all that, and you feel like tops. Yes! And you get there and it's all very exciting, everyone's wonderful to you. If you don't win, forget it. I mean, you're literally being trampled on, elbowed out the way, you know. You're persona non grata immediately and you just feel so terrible. So, you know, in the end...
Bleaksville.
Bleaksville.
Yeah. Bleaksville, Arizona.
Bleaksville. So you either win or you get home very quickly.
But
you get on that plane and
I heard as well in the ceremony that if you go out to the small girls' room or whatever, they get somebody to come and sit in your place who's dressed like you.
No.
A sort of looky-likey.
Looky-like. How could they get a looky-likey for 2,000 people?
Okay, maybe not that.
The Hollywood looky-likeys would be working their faces off and they're going around with it. And then they get someone in this sort of DJ or a dress. It's quite sinister, isn't it? So it has to always look full.
They don't want to see a gap,
Yeah. Oh, dear.
One of the categories of the Oscars is either Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah.
Has 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 nominees are British. Judi Dench.
Yeah, the Best Woman.
Supporting.
Best Supporting.
What do we think about the sort of Britain's chances of getting an Oscar this year? Because it weren't very. We had lots of nominees last year, and it was not a good year. The British weren't coming.
It's kind of tantalising, isn't it? Because they often do this, you know, they'll pick one movie and go for it and give it all these... And then, in the end, they kind of give it to the Americans, you know. So, so they kind of whet your appetite and get you over there and then go, oh, sorry.
But you're half American, aren't you? Half American, half English.
Yes.
So do you... I mean, have
You've never been nominated for an Oscar?
You will be. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
With those dreadlocks.
Have you ever been tempted by sort of going to Hollywood, though?
No, not really.
You wouldn't like it? Would you, Alison?
No, I like it here.
Would you do a stint there?
A lot of people say that, but I think it's, well, you know, if you haven't gone to Hollywood by the time you're kind of 40, I don't think there's much point, really. I mean, it's, you know, I'm kind of quite happy, you know, living in North London and popping in to do my show in the theatre and generally enjoying myself. But the idea of kind of sitting at home and longing for Hollywood and waiting for that phone to ring is so...
Bleaksville.
Bleaksville, and it's not me, really.
Yeah.
No,
and the play's going really well. Memory of Water, it's on at the moment.
Yes, at the Vaudeville Theatre.
Yeah, because we had Julia Sawala came on the show, and she said that she said Alison's the mother hen of the cast. Is that true?
It's not true. I don't know what she's talking about. No, it's a lovely cast. It's just 6 of us, and it's a really nice play because it's sort of equally shared play, so that there's nobody starring in it and everyone else just kind of coming on doing one line. It's the kind of play where everybody gets a fair crack of the whip.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a nice scene to do, or you know,
is there whip cracking in it? I mean, is that part of it?
No.
It's not Anna, get your gun, doll. It's Memory of Water.
I was joking.
Was Alison a bit of a mother hen on Pride and Prejudice?
You were.
Was I?
I like that. I think you were.
I'd confide in you, Alison. I'd confide in you.
Well, the thing
You've got
is,
an aura of
I mean, there were 5 daughters. Is that right? 5 daughters.
There were 5 daughters.
5 daughters. There weren't 6.
Lizzie, Kitty, Lydia,
Jane.
and the other 2.
Mary Jane.
And Mary and Jane, yeah.
Fine.
So, and they were all obviously in their 20s. So I might kind of, at one point, did feel a bit ancient. I suddenly, because, you know, you go around and you think, oh, I'm young, I'm with it, you know, I'm sort of still 25. And then suddenly, when I was with all you lot, you know, you were chatting about boyfriends and this, that, and the other, and I thought, oh, you know, sort of, I don't know, old granny there.
Rubbish.
Girls coming to me for advice. I thought, oh.
I mean, that's a nice thing, though, because then you can just make up rubbish and then see what happens. And you can use it as good things. And then they pass it on, and there's just a chain of rubbish going there. Is that just me? I don't know. Anyway, now it's time to preen the big, hairy beard of chit-chat and pluck out the crumbs of truth, because it is time for my last Late Lunch Big 3. Redolent of horror films, Dan, but nonetheless very, very impoverished. Now,